Hey there, storytellers! Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell from the title down below, is going to be my most anticipated of 2021. So, in the blink of an eye, the year is drawing to a close already, and I thought I'd share with you the books that I am most anticipating for next year. And this is not an entirely comprehensive list. There are plenty of sequels and third installments and probably new standalones that I don't know of yet that will catch my eye as I buy books next year. But these are the ones that I am absolutely already shaking from anticipation of getting to read, because they're all either sequels to stories that I've already been invested in, or they're standalones from authors that I already enjoy, that kind of thing. So I'm very excited for all of these, but without any further ado and in no particular order, let's get right on into it. So first up is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Apparently this is a queer retelling spin of the story Kate and Leopold, which is not one I'm familiar with, but it follows this 23-year-old girl who gets pulled back into 1970s Brooklyn, and her sort of queer crush on the subway has to help bring her back to her own time without falling in love with her. I'm not entirely sure of all the details. Goodreads doesn't have it all listed out, but it did sound really adorable. I know Kate and Leopold is sort of a similar thing where this character gets displaced in time and falls in love with somebody out of their own timeline, and romantic drama ensues, I assume. But Casey McQuiston wrote Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I absolutely love that story, so if this is anything near as cute as that one, I'm going to love it. Next up is All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. So this follows the story of 7 families in the city of Ilvermath, where high magic is the big commodity. And these 7 families, every generation, put forth a tribute, if you will, a chosen one to fight in this huge battle, and whichever family wins gets to control the high magic, therefore putting them in control of the city and its resources. And so far, this one family, the Lows, have won, but after a tell-all book is published about this city and this huge competition, all the other families finally have a chance or a more equal standing at winning this competition. So this year, at the start of the story, is the most important one yet, and this just sounds, it's compared to the Hunger Games, so I am hugely excited for All of Us Villains. I am deeply annoyed that I can't pre-order it just yet, but as soon as I can, I am definitely going to, because it's one I need to read. Next up is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. So this one sounds like a wild take on Greek mythology, and I'm so here for it. It sounds so good. It follows this girl named Lore Perseus, who is part of this competition called the Aegon, and it's basically these 9 Greek gods were punished for a rebellion, and they're sent to the world to be mortal, and they sort of fight amongst sort of themselves a little bit, but mostly they're being hunted by these sort of legacy families, and if one of the families manages to hunt down a god, they then get to be an immortal and have immortal power and stuff. So Laura's being hunted by the man who has previously made her mortal permanently. It sounds wild. I'm not entirely sure how it goes, but basically she teams up with an old friend that is long believed to be dead, and she ties her fate to the goddess Athena, who is one of the original gods that is still remaining. And it just sounds like a completely wild ride. It sounds like things are definitely going to go wrong and the stakes are high, but I absolutely love Greek mythology stories, so I cannot wait for this one. Next up is another one that I'm wildly excited for, and that is Any Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. This is the third and I believe last installment in the Simon Snow series. It takes the gang back to England, and basically they're all being confronted with the knowledge that ended off the last book. Simon has to decide whether or not he wants to be part of this world that he doesn't feel like he quite fits into anymore. Baz has to deal with family drama amongst other things along with his relationship with Simon. Penelope has to deal with this American boy that's entered her life that she brings back to England. Smuggled is the word that's used, so a little bit of drama there. And Agatha, as usual, is just over it, but this is promising to be their most gut-wrenching adventure yet, and I believe Rainbow Rowell when she says that, because she's already torn my heart out several times in the first 2 books. I'm beyond excited for Any Way the Wind Blows. I'm going to probably cry because I believe it's the last installment and I'm not ready for it to end, but I love this story. I love these characters and I cannot wait to see what Rainbow Rowell does with them. Next is Phoenix Flame by Sarah Holland, and this is the 2nd book in the Havenfall series. Basically, Phoenix Flame follows the main character Maddie after the aftermath of the first book, Havenfall. A lot of things are left up in the air, her relationships with certain people, the state of the family inn in which she hopes to run one day, and the state and health of her uncle are all sort of left balancing on the line, and she's left trying to put these pieces back together, and the story follows her trying to do that while accumulating some new knowledge that might challenge everything that she thinks she knows. It sounds like a dramatic and promising sequel, so I cannot wait to read this one. Next is Better Together by Christine Riccio. Basically, this is a sort of spin on Parent Trap meets Freaky Friday. She created 2 sisters estranged by their parents' divorce. They look nothing alike, but they both end up signing up to this Rediscover Yourself retreat in Colorado where they meet up again for the first time in many, many moons, and they sort of hatch this plot to switch places and get to know their parents, and through the help of a little bit of magic, they end up looking like each other, and they end up stuck living each other's lives as they sort of discover who they are and what they want. It sounds like a fun, wacky, hijinks-filled contemporary, and I was a huge fan of her first novel, Again But Better, so I cannot wait to read her 2nd novel. Next is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, and it is the 2nd book in the Last Hours series. And I have not read Chain of Gold yet, so I cannot tell you exactly what dramas and issues this sequel picks up from, but I'm sure it does. I didn't read the summary or anything because I don't want to spoil it for myself. I don't want to spoil Chain of Gold for myself, so I am looking forward to it, but I need to get to Chain of Gold first. The next book is one I didn't know was coming until very recently. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming this soon, and so when I found out it was coming in 2021, I lost it. I was so excited. And that is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is a truly devious novel, truly devious 4, so to speak. And that is because it follows Stevie Bell and the original Ellingham Academy gang after they have left Ellingham. Stevie solved the Ellingham cases, plural, so she's done there, but she has gained a bit of infamy, so in the true crime community, somebody reaches out and asks her to come to this camp to solve the Box in the Wood murders, and she does because she's Stevie, and she gets the whole gang back together as camp counselors to help her solve this mystery, and I quite frankly couldn't be more excited for this story. I don't even care that it's not the same mystery as the original trilogy. I'm so excited for these characters and this writing because I think Maureen Johnson nails these mystery stories. They're such fun puzzles and I absolutely love them. And this one is also going to be a dual timeline, which means we are promised the same awesome back and forth knowledge of the crimes that Stevie has, which makes reading the original Truly Devious trilogy so much fun. It's going to be I can't even talk right because I'm so excited about this book. Next up is When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis. It is the 2nd book in the Kingdom of Cards series. It's the sequel to Where Dreams Descend, which I have not read yet, but I know it's said to be something that fans of The Night Circus or Daughter of the Burning City would enjoy, so I'm very much interested in it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so I don't know anything about when night breaks. I did not read the synopsis because I don't want to spoil anything for myself, but I'm very excited for it because I'm excited to read the first book, so whenever I get around to it, I'll be highly anticipating the sequel. And last but not least is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. This follows two girls, Morgan and Ruby, after they meet when Morgan is forced to transfer schools because being queer is against her Catholic school's policies, despite the fact that she is a track star. So she meets Ruby at this new school, and Ruby has two hobbies. She likes to tinker with old cars, and she does beauty pageants. So while Morgan is out and proud, Ruby is a closeted bisexual, and she's not at all ready to come out, but they do start to develop feelings for each other, and they start forging a relationship, and because they are on two different paths with whether they want to be out with the world, their trajectory is a little bit off, and basically it's will they or won't they is the question of the novel. And it just seemed like a really cute read. I really enjoyed Jennifer Dugan's book Hot Dog Girl. I have not read her next novel, but I do have it, so this will be her third one that I read from her. But I do like her writing style, and I like her characters. I do find them really easy to connect with. They're really cute, so I'm excited for this one as well. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a like down below. What are some of your most anticipated reads for 2021? Let me know down below in the comments because I'm excited to add more things to my reading list. These are just the ones that, like I said, are from authors that I've already had experience with, so I'm more than excited for them, but I can't wait to add more to that list because I'm hoping to do a lot of reading in 2021. But if you want to keep up with me and all of my bookish adventures, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button, and you should definitely ring the little bell so that you don't miss a beat more of Vlogmas. I will see you guys tomorrow with a new one. Bye!